And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents live here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm in town, of course, for the Chosen Pen Literary Awards and the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award nominees as well. Excited about this weekend, my first time here in Fayetteville, but I ran into some familiar faces. You all are going to recognize two of them, and I met a new friend as well. I'm excited to welcome the one and only Lasheera Lee. I told Lasheera we go years without seeing each other. Now we've been in the same place twice in 1 year. We're going to talk to Lasheera. She's one of the nominees for the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. Also, we have joining us author Dr. Terri Hunt is with us, nice. And Dr. Teresa A. Smith. You guys know her as Dr. Taz. We're going to be welcoming our audience joining us on IG, as well as tuning in on Amazon as well. And you all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. If you guys are new to us on the Amazon platform, welcome. Glad you all could be with us. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, though. You can see it either here in this corner or down below to stay connected with all of our programming. I'm joining you guys live here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, with some very special guests. We're going to be talking about the Chosen Pen Literary Awards that's taking place this weekend, but also, of course, the Lifetime Achievement Award nominees. Lasheera is one of those as well. Ladies, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, look, Terri, I'm going to start with you because we're just now meeting for the first time here. Why don't you go ahead and show them your book, Terri? I want to talk about this journey for you. What has it been like for you, Terri, to have had an idea for a book and now to be holding it in your hands?
Well, I really didn't have an idea. I'm a cancer survivor, and in the midst of having cancer, you go through all kind of mental things. Mm-hmm. And as I prayed, God said, you can't have peace because you're not free. Mm-hmm. And he said, in order to be free, you have to tell your story. So I'm going, what story is that? He said, the ones that keep you up all night, that you don't want to talk about. So then I decided to start writing it down. And as I wrote it down, he said, now I want you to tell it. And I'm going, for real? You don't want to put your whole life out there. He said, but obedience is better than sacrifice. Mm-hmm. He kept saying, obedience is better than sacrifice. So finally I got the nerve to tell my story. And that's the best thing I could have ever done. Wow. Ever done. And now I know what it feels like to be free. Mm-hmm. And I know what it feels like to have peace.
No, awesome. Love that. Love that. Two great things. Lasheera, I'm so proud of you. And I'm so glad to call you my friend. She didn't know I was going to say that, but I really am. Lasheera is someone I've looked at and respected, not only because she's passionate about what she does, but because you do it in a way that's always of service. So I bring that up because of your being recognized, rightly so, with the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. How does that feel to know that people see you and appreciate you?
Well, people who know me know that, and you know this, Cyrus, I like to be in the background. So it's very humbling. I'm very honored. I feel like, I really feel like I'm really not worthy of the award because I feel like that I know so many people who have done so many great things and have not received the recognition. But that being said, I am humbled and I'm honored that God is saw fit to recognize me in this manner.
Yeah. Speaking of being seen and recognized, Dr. Taz, are you still in your crying season, by the way?
Yes, I'm still in the crying season. He obviously going to say something that's going to make me cry. Yes.
Okay. That's going to make for some good TV. You know that?
It sure will.
But no, seriously, speaking of what Lasheera just said about being seen, how does it feel as a nominee, for your book, Stronger, the book that introduced you to the world, that began our friendship? Yeah. How does it feel to see how years later that book is still resonating?
Cyrus, I'm in the crying phase. I'm going to try to suck it up, as your parents used to say, suck that up.
And if you don't, it's okay.
Thank you. Thank you. It is so, and to be home, because I'm in North Carolina where it's being recognized. It's humbling, but it's my life. Mm-hmm. And to think that my life matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It matters. You know that your life matters, but to know that it matters to other people and that they recognize, what I've gone through and what I've accomplished. So to me, it's sort of surreal that God has chosen for this to be the book that's getting recognition at this point in my life.
Yeah. And I think that is a great thing about having the three of you on. And I didn't know it was going to be the three of you to kind of wrap this up for us here today. There's going to be more coming. But the three of you have shown, I mean, you know, it was so funny. Dr. Terri and I were on the same flight together.
Oh, really?
And
I
was,
just walk up and say
yeah, she
hi.
just walked up and I was like, wait a minute. So to see, you know what I'm saying, to have this moment with the three of you, I think what Lasheera says, what all three of you said is so important for our audience to get. Your story matters. And I don't think it's by accident that it's chosen pen.
Yeah, chosen.
That is recognizing these individuals and seeing something in them. But I want to talk about what that means for other people. Lasheera, I'm going to start with you. What do you hope other people realize when they look at your rise? They look at the way you've been celebrated, the way you've worked, and that being recognized. What do you hope they understand is possible for them?
Well, you know, Cyrus, as you were saying, you know, it comes, the Lord brought this to my memories that a lot of times people think when you reach a certain age or you have not accomplished a certain goal or dream at a certain age that it's over. But, you know, I'm here to tell people that regardless of where you live, regardless of what people have told you, or even what you told yourself or your age, it's not over. Because what God has for you is for you.
Yes.
And there is not a period on his blessings.
Right. Such a great thing. Taz, what about for you? What do you hope people looking at you realize about what is still possible for them no matter how long they've been on this journey?
You know, Cyrus, I'm hoping that folks understand that it is a journey and there's ups and downs, but don't give up. For me, you know, my motto is take care of you, but, you know, you didn't realize my business is DQ Consultant, and DQ stands for don't quit. And I think that's what you have to take. Don't quit, even though it may look a little dim, you know, the light goes down, but you can still achieve. And I think it's like Lasheera was saying, you don't know when your date is. So you have to keep that in your mind because we always have to keep striving. And as you always talk about doing the work, I had a conversation today with a mutual friend of ours, and they pointed out they could see the difference in me. And I thought, okay, there's something happening, but I've been doing the work. I've been doing the work. So I would say to folks, keep doing the work and just keep pressing on. And then your day will come because people will know it. And they will then start resonating to you because they get a chance to really experience who you are as a person.
Yeah. For you, Dr. Terri, what do you hope people looking at you and looking at what you're holding in your hands and realize what is possible for them?
Well, when I wrote this book, I wrote it for other people. I've done the journey, so I want to be with them as they take the journey. And I want them to know my biggest part was the molestation part. And I just want to say to them, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And you are not what you've been through.
Yeah.
You're just a product that God chose to use to bring it forth for other people. And my biggest thing about this book is, I'm getting me all teared up, that it helps other people. That my life story, my what I call my it, that it helps somebody else, it heals somebody else. And they don't have to wait as long as I did to speak up and speak out.
Yeah, such a great thing. And I think for people that are watching this, and I hope they understand that this is you. This could be you. But it goes to what Todd says that I say all the time. You have to do the work.
Yes.
I mean, we especially people of faith, we talk about the importance of faith, but Scripture tells us faith without the work is dead.
Yes.
So I want to talk about that then, starting with you then, Taz. How important has it been for you to make sure you continue to do the work? Because your journey is not over yet.
No, and it's very important, Cyrus. And I am now trying to figure out what 2025 is going to look like, but really what 2026 is going to look like. Because as you know, 2025 lays the foundation, and 2024 has been doing that too. So it's so important to me not to stay focused, but be strategic about what I'm doing. And so that's my focus now, that I've got to put as much time into the work that I'm doing as I did in trying to surviving the incest.
Yeah.
That's what I got to do now. And I've got to channel that energy. And I never thought about it that way, but that's what I have to do. So it's my focus now.
Dr. Terri, what about for yourself? The work continues.
Yes.
For all of
getting
us,
started.
as long as we're still here.
Yeah.
What is it that keeps you focused on the work and not giving up on the work?
Well, first of all, you can't just tell a story and don't be there to help people when they hear the story.
Yeah.
Because just like I went through it, somebody's going through it right now.
Right.
And I had a lady that asked me one day, she said, "Why is your book so short?" I was waiting for the rest. I was just getting into it. It was just getting good. And you stop. I said, if I cried 6 months writing it, what you doing if you're going through it now? Why would I want to beat you up? I said, I gave you enough to know that it's okay and it's not your fault. And then I turned around and gave you a tool, which is a journal, to help you deal with what you just read.
Right.
Because if you're going through it, you're going to need a foundation. And the foundation is the journal, which is scriptures and prayers, and an opportunity to write your it. I call it it because a lot of people won't call it what it is.
Yeah.
So I say, write your it down. This is your private domain.
Mm-hmm.
That means you write down what you need to write down to deal with what you just read.
Yes.
Right. Such a great point. Lasheera, you've done so much and you've achieved so much. But what is it that helps you to remember the work continues?
You know, the blessings aren't just for me, it's for other people. So I realize there are people attached to me. So like if I give up, it may deter somebody else's blessing.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to remember, you know, and bring to remembrance that it's not just for me, it's for people that are attached to me.
Yeah, such a great thing. I want to appreciate you guys coming in over there on the Amazon side. Also over on IG as well. Herschel Dixon, I see you over there on IG. Also, we have the Makita man. Hey, Makita. Good to be able to see Makita Smith. She's a celebrity publicist there in California. Hope One, hello to you. Good to be able to see you as well. Texas State Pretty Hair. Hope I said that right. Hello to you over there on IG as well. Glad you could be with us. So, you know, I want to go back to how we began this conversation. Let's talk about why we all are here. What brought us all together, and that is, of course, the Chosen Pen Literary Awards Gala that's taking place this weekend, but also the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Awards recognition that Lasheera is being able to get. Lasheera, I want to ask you your advice for others. Maybe they're just starting on the journey. What advice would you give them as they're going throughout the rest of this year?
I would say, first of all, of course, pray without ceasing, and also be intentional. You know, not just look at what other people are doing, because I always say that comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
But being intentional about what the work that you have to do and how it is connected to other people, but how it's going to bring forth not only your blessing, but blessings for others.
Love that. Dr. Terri, what about for you? What would you say to people who are just beginning their journey as they're trying to finish 2024 strong?
Well, a good example for me is I retired from the school system and I went back. And it's so hard now considering the way it was when I left. So my thing is to stay focused. I always remind myself I'm working unto the Lord. And if I keep that in mind, I won't be distracted because there's so much distraction.
Yeah.
So if you work as though you're working unto the Lord, you're going to stay focused and your eyes going to be on the prize, which is Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I love that. Dr. Toss, what about for you? What would you say to people who may not have started? You know, a lot of people started this year saying this is going to be their year, but it's now December and it didn't happen that way. So what would you say to them about still making the decision to finish the year strong?
Well, the first thing I would say, Cyrus, is why did you not finish? Why did you not start? Do that work first, because things are not going the way we want them to go, but we want to jump back in and try to push through and make something happen. You need to determine why you weren't able to do it, because until you determine that, you're going to be on that hamster wheel, and you may go over and over and do the same thing. And nobody wants a Groundhog Day all the time. So figure out what it is that's preventing you, and don't be afraid to remove those things from your life. Because sometimes people are there for a season. They're not there to take up tent and be with you always. And you get so fixated on other people that you begin to lose your way. And my thing is figure out what the obstacle is, because we all have obstacles.
Right.
Yeah.
But then we got to remove them so that we can do what we need to do. And so that would be my thing. Go into 2025, have to remove the obstacles, and then have a plan of action and do it.
Love that. Again, everyone, Dr. Teresa Smith, Dr. Dahas, Dr. Terri Hunt, as well as Lasheera Lee, joining us here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, as we're all gearing up for the Chosen Pen Literary Awards Gala taking place, as well as the recognition of this year's Presidential Lifetime Achievement Awards. Appreciate the three of you. Congratulations to all three of you on your success. Lasheera, let them know, how can they stay connected with you?
On Twitter, I know some people are anti-Twitter, but on Twitter, it's read you later. On Instagram, read you later, and on Facebook, Lasheera Lee.
Love it. I'm still on there too. Dr. Terri, how can I stay connected?
I am Dr. Terri Lane Hunt on Facebook, Instagram. I'm Terri Hunt 96, and then on TikTok. They say older people don't like TikTok. On TikTok, I'm Dr. Terri Lane Hunt. And email, I'm Mrs. Terri Hunt at AOL.com or Mrs. Terri Hunt at gmail.com.
Love it. Dr. Toss, what about for you?
I'm on IG, Dr. Teresa Smith, but you can also reach out to me on my website, askdrtaz.com. That's ASKDRTAS.com. And of course, I'm on Facebook, Teresa Smith. And of course, I'm on LinkedIn, Dr. Teresa Smith, Dr. Taz. But you can find me. I'd love to talk to you.
There we go. Well, thanks to the three of you for the time. Really
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank you.
it. And we
Share.
thank you all for tuning into this episode of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.